in New York was big news when the governor there, who we're told is entertaining a run for president, might have had a banana peel moment. Was this it? Take a look.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness. We will reach greatness when every American is fully engaged. We will reach greatness when discrimination and stereotyping against women, 51% of our population, is gone.
All right, we wanted to play that entire bite here and not take it out of context. Nevertheless, the impact of that is reverberating, and the governor came out tweeting a follow-up to that. What you say would be great again would not be great at all. We will not go back to discrimination, segregation, sexism, isolationism, racism, or the KKK. So that's what he was trying to get at, that was not such a great period of time for all of that stuff. How's it going down here? Republican New York City Council Minority Whip Joe Borelli, Democratic strategist Antjuan Seawright. So, Antjuan, his sentiments, have they helped or hurt his presidential prospects?
Well, let me say a few things. Let me say, number one, America's great because we are good. And the fact that Joe and I can sit here and disagree with each other and walk out of here and hug and love each other, that's what makes America great.
Well, I've never seen you two hug, but...
But I think context matters, and words matter too. And I think what the governor was trying to say is that America's still young on her journey toward a perfect union. And we are far from perfect, and we have a long ways to go. So things are not as good as they can be, but that doesn't mean that we're not.
And why did he just say, I didn't mean to say that America was never great?
I think he did clean it up, and I think he did clean it up yesterday. But, you know, it's a shiny object. So the right and the media will run with it because, you know, he's...
Well, even Cynthia Nixon running for the Democratic nomination again, she's going to run with it, right?
It's a shiny object, and I get it. But I'm just so glad that he and his office cleaned it up, put the quote in context. It was an honest mistake.
Okay.
It was a mistake.
Joe.
He needs Antjuan here to be the Cuomo whisperer, because on the scale of political gaffes, there's, you know, insulting the local baseball team, and then there's insulting the United States.
And I think he winged that part, the part where he said America was never great. I got the impression that was not part of the story.
Right, but it shows you what he's trying to do. And I think you mentioned Cynthia Nixon. Cynthia Nixon dinged him on this, and she dinged him so perfectly. He's a guy who doesn't know what a progressive sounds like, and he just thinks that by being the opposite of all things Trump, if Trump's making America great, well, we'll just say America's not so great, and hopefully some progressives knock over. It's insulting to think about how even Andrew Cuomo, whose family within one generation had a governor, came as poor immigrants, one generation, their son became a governor, their grandchildren are another governor, a famous celebrity journalist. I mean, he is in all cases, he is the embodiment of what makes America great.
Joe, but in context, and context matters. For the same people who are doing toe touches and victory laps about Trump saying make America great again as if we're not already great, can you tell me the difference?
Yeah, I can tell you. So there is an ocean of difference between saying make America great as a political commentary.
When did the drop off happen when we were not great?
Commentary about the decline, the palatable decline under a past president, versus saying we can't make America great because it was never that great. There's a huge difference there, and that to me reeks of the Obama moment.
Can I flip it around? Let me ask you this, Senator. I was trying to look into this and say, all right, no one could stumble upon that, something so stupid, unless, and I give the governor, he's a very smart guy, unless it was all calculated, unless he figures a lot of my core constituents, a lot of them are not really enthralled with what's going on, still feeling disenfranchised. Barack Obama was extremely effective reaching out to those beyond the traditional white base of voters and cobbled together two back-to-back victories.
And that's why I said earlier, Neil and Joe, is the fact that if we're honest with ourselves, you know what, the American experiment for some doesn't look like what it looks like for others. And the truth of the matter is we have a long ways to go on our journey toward a more perfect union.
But do you think I was cynical there for me. It's choking me up. It's that this might have been by design. That people will listen to that. Hey, you're right. We missed out on this great America.
I honestly think he did not take the time to slow down and clarify what he meant in the speech. And again, it was a shiny object moment and Joe and his crew decided to take off and run down the field.
Well, by the way, it wasn't just Joe.
It wasn't just me.
I know, but
I was throwing some daggers in there too, but it wasn't just me. But you're absolutely right. This is by design, although the words probably didn't come out the way he wanted it. The Democratic Party is in a strange position right now. They have to convince the world that the sky is yellow, for goodness sakes.
Oh, Joe.
Right? Things are going pretty well under this president, so they have to make the effective case that America's not that great, America's not doing well, we could do better, and it's just very difficult to do.
Joe, ask people in Flint, Michigan how great America is when they do not have clean running water. Ask farmers who will be hurt to death by this president's tariffs. Ask African Americans who look like me, who are on the verge of not being able to exercise their right to vote because this president believes in voter suppression tactics. I can go on and on about things that do not make America great.
Ask
the workers in South Carolina who were laid off because of his tariffs.
Guys, by the way, you express a lot of opinions there and all that stuff, but I don't think it might be a bit of a leap to say that Donald Trump is in favor of voter suppression, right?
Well, when you pass laws and encourage legislation that will limit the right to vote instead of expanding those opportunities, that is classic voter suppression.
He should have talked to Antjuan to just sort of get the arguments out there more articulately.
He needs to take more of Antjuan's advice. If you're pay him double, Andrew Cuomo.
All right, guys, thank you all very much. But I'm beginning to think, guys, and I don't run, but I could be very wrong, that maybe this was more calculated than we know. Who knows?
I mean, only Cuomo and God would know the answer to that question, Neil.
We don't know. We do not know, do we?